Do you ever find it hard to fall asleep, feeling so disappointed not to have heard from a particular question mark? In my own case, Virginia's Twice, Trish Bumstead, Parvis Morwedge, Veronica Gubbage, Thursby Cudlip, Hieronymus Tuttle, the Countess of Crumbles, Chandler W. Moment, Connolly Stokes Buckles, Geranium Hectoring, Rosemary Walnuts, What's-a-Clock Jenkins, the Mistress Caveat Smythe, Minerva Droplet, Cuthbert Egg, Bertie Tebbets, Ernest Krakenthorpe Dawson, Francis Pinecoffin, Hartford Gongaware, Precocia Teapot, and Mr. Wild Goose Chase, pronounced Woldguschus. On nights like those, one needs a technique that allows for better rest and, in fact, better reality. An old writer, of whose works I possess the only known copy extant, says we live in a world of magic shadow shapes, a stage, and the actors are thought forms moving through an illusion of time and space. So before going to sleep, one practices the exercise of reviewing the day and then revising it so as to sleep free of frustration, worry, fear, or a sense of lack, thereby allowing oneself to collapse time and space and bring your desires into reality. It sounds like madness, but consider the process. One retires within, and with the mind's eye, as if watching a motion picture sequence, one reviews the events of the day from the moment of awakening to the present. This is to be done without regret, remorse, or guilt, as a silent witness and observer. As one comes across scenes of the day which are displeasing or unsatisfactory, one uses wonderful creative imagination to change them. That's right, change the events of the day. I hear my archenemies say that one can't change what's already happened. But let's see if the so-called past events are more than psychological situations with us at present. That is, we have an emotional recording of the event. If this emotional recording is painful, we may erase it through the technique of revision. Were you disappointed when an expected message didn't come? Then revise the day and have it arrive. Were you rejected? Then revise the experience and be accepted. This removes scars of painful incidents and creates a consciousness that attracts what you want. Come to think of it, fortune tellers would do better not to use the future tense, but rather the present tense. A dark stranger has arrived. You are lucky in love, and thereby create self-fulfilling prophecies by revising the story. Be that as it may, you can now employ the second technique of placing yourself in space at will. What is it that governs your position in space? It's your natural acceptance of the state or position. Otherwise, you get up and move. So at night, after you've revised your day and are lying in a state of peace and inner calmness, when you have lost your identity and idea of egoistic being, feel as though you have whatever you want to have in life or whatever you want to be. Feel it from the state of desire fulfilled. Be so intense that when you think back to your body in bed, you are surprised to find it there rather than in the place or position that you have vividly imagined. Just as you can vividly imagine yourself at any point on earth or in any state of life, you are there in the psychological sense. The key is to live from the state rather than daydream of it. Desire is the only force which moves the universe. Our world is the product of our imagining and our believing. Therefore, if you can change your believing, you can change your world. Mental pictures tend to solidify into reality, and that's why desire creates reality. To be integrated, we must remember exactly which desires outpictured the present reality. When we can consciously remember every desire or decision which has brought our present situation, and we can honestly say that we are responsible for it, then we are rapidly becoming integrated. Fear and wrong training cause us to forget our past decisions and desires. When we feel with all sense impressions an imagined state, it is real to us psychologically. Then we sleep in that state, and this tends to crystallize the experience. Pure desire, undisturbed by doubts and fear, must manifest. Can you imagine yourself without debt? Can you imagine your body with perfect health? If you can imagine it vividly, you can collapse time and space and bring it to reality. Feel yourself in the state desired in life, then go to sleep and forget it. It will germinate in the subconscious and produce the outer effect in this world. This technique gives you effortless ability to handle the universe of matter, energy, space, and time, which has reality only in the human mind. This is how we can change our agreement about the state of the world, not through force or strain or conniving or competition, but through moving into a proper level of consciousness. The purpose isn't to hypnotize yourself into a state of beingness, but rather to release yourself from the conditionings, the psychological blocks, and the false agreements by taking responsibility through creative imagination. Let's go there now.